Hello everyone, I'm Sharpeter43 once again bringing you all week 5 of the GLA now. Today we're going to be playing against Raptor5421, who is from the GPA league. I don't know what that stands for because I think this league logo doesn't actually say what it stands for either, honestly. Nor was there a teaser that kind of said what it stands for, but yeah. GPA is GLA, GPA, that's kind of interesting. But yeah, so this guy's draft, obviously, once again, scary. In fact, this one's actually a lot more scarier, actually, because he has a Dragapult, another one I have no clue what it can do, honestly. Landers T has Mega Kangaskhan, which is like, holy shit. Who on earth allowed this to come in? But yeah, Thundurus T, Cobalion, Araquanid, Cloyster, Whimsicott, Steelix. This guy's team is just straight up savage, honestly. Because Steelix is a physical wall for Mega Sharpedo or Zygarde. Cloyster can set up a Shell Smash and just sweep and destroy everything on my team. Whimsicott is just an annoying, trickster that can do all kinds of shit. Pretty annoying. Thundurus T can set up as well and sweep as well. Mega Kangaskhan can hit everything on my team really hard twice. And then Dragapult, I don't know what Dragapult does, honestly. That's a scary thing. I don't even know what Dragapult likes to do, honestly. But yeah, Landers T is Landers T, obviously. Landers T is just busted all around. That thing, no matter what they do with him, he's just too busted in everything he does. But yeah, that's Landers T for you. So yeah, this is the team that I brought, as you can see. Mega Sharpedo once again, Electros again, Skarmory again, Milotic. Once again, this team. I actually did finally bring out the Grimmsnarl though. Like, for the longest of time, I have not been able to use Grimmsnarl just because when preparing, there was just no way to fit him in. But I think in this particular matchup, he does seem to work, honestly, especially to handle the what's it called, the Dragapult, because I looked at his moveset and thankfully he doesn't get anything for the Grimmsnarl. So yeah, I was thinking this was probably a good idea. Although they could have hidden power, honestly, because remember that this is the national DLC Dex Legacy shit. I don't know how to say it. I forget. But yeah, so basically any move here is allowed, basically. As long as it's like, one that can be taught, honestly. It's weird how it all works out here, honestly, but yeah. So, yeah. But I don't think hidden power poison would be a thing on Dragapult, honestly. So, yeah. Obviously, as you can see, what he brought, actually, I'm actually glad he didn't bring the Cloyster, obviously, because I didn't want to get swept by that, honestly. I'm also glad he didn't bring Cobalion, because Cobalion is actually a very good check to Mega Sharpedo, because Mega Sharpedo usually has like very little to deal with it, honestly. I do believe I gave it Earthquake though, just to kind of do damage, but even then, it's got good physical defense, so it could retaliate with a close combat afterwards. So, and that would be bad, obviously. I would have to cripple it before I actually go for Earthquake, which is, again, a pretty tough thing to do, honestly, when trying to play around with Mega Sharpedo. But anyway, so yeah, that's going to be the whole shtick for the explanation on the draft and whatnot. Let's get into the match now. So I'm going to lead off with Skarmory, and he's going to lead off with Dragapult. This was a debatable lead, honestly, because I know these things can get Thunderbolt now. And I kind of didn't want to take that, obviously, so I decided to switch into Grimmsnarl here to take it. And if he actually goes for either a Dragon move or a Ghost move, which Grimmsnarl resists, that's actually really, really good for me. And thankfully, that is exactly what happens. He has Shadow Ball, he goes for it, my Grimmsnarl resists it, albeit it still does quite a decent amount of damage, because I think I did invest some bulk on this Grimmsnarl. That still did a lot of damage. But what I'm going to go for right now here is the Reflect, because I was anticipating this Landers to come next, honestly. This Landers, if it sets up anything, it could be devastating. We want to have at least Reflect up so we can at least take hits from this thing if he just so happens to set anything up. So yeah, we go for Reflect here, and I switch out to keep my Grimmsnarl healthy from taking any damage from this Landers T. Figured that Skarmory is like the best switch in for this Landers T. However, you're going to see something very, very interesting from this Landers T right now. So he's going to get his rocks up, and I was like, okay, that's fine with me. I'm going to get my rocks up too, obviously. However, he's actually going to pull out the Shofu and actually go for gravity with this thing. Yeah, because I don't know if you people remember, or at least people who have been watching my channel for a while, but Shofu, when I actually battled him way back in Sun and Moon, he actually showed me this tech, actually. He actually revealed to me that Landers could get gravity and, put anything that was airborne in jeopardy, basically, with that gravity. And I was like hella flabbergasted when I saw that. But yeah, so here this guy's actually gonna pull that out with his Landers, and yeah, I'm pretty much at you know, in a very difficult predicament to say the least. But yeah, so I get my rocks up, which is fine, and I do have reflect up, so I assume I should be able to take this at least well enough so I can actually, you know, whirlwind it and still be able to recover later, like maybe against the Araquanid if I switch it in you know, safely. But as you can see here, he's just gonna get a straight up crit with the Earthquake, and I'm just like, oh damn it. So now I'm just at 1 HP now, so now I literally can't take anything from this thing. However, I figured that with this Mega Kangaskhan, I can maybe have him take just a wee bit of chip damage with the Rocky Helmet that I have on this Skarmory. However, unfortunately for me, this savvy ass man carried this freaking Flamethrower specifically to avoid the freaking Rocky Helmet. I was just like, bro, are you serious? First you pull the Shuffle on me, and now you're gonna pull out this Kangaskhan that can't even physically attack me twice? What the hell? What even? Does Flamethrower hit me twice if I actually survived? Not that I would survive at 1 HP, but I'm just saying, like, theoretically, if I was at full HP, would Flamethrower have hit me twice? That would actually be in itself busted, honestly, making the whole special attacking ordeal not that bad of an idea, actually. That's actually hella savvy. I don't know what to say though, but yeah, I was just flabbergasted at this. I thought he was just gonna go for either fake out or just return or facade or whatever, but he just went for the Flamethrower just to avoid that Rocky Helmet. That shit got me like, holy cranberries. This man is prepping against me like I'm like nothing. I don't know. But yeah, I lose Skarmory, which sucks. Now I'm gonna go into Amoonguss because the Reflect is still up. Can take at least a couple hits from this thing, and what I want to do is just Spore it, obviously. However, he's gonna be savvy and just go into Whimsicott, and the Spore does nothing to it, obviously. So I decided, you know what, that's fine, because I got the Sludge Bomb. I could just go for that, obviously. So what we're gonna do is go for Sludge Bomb. Unfortunately for me though, this man, once again prepping like nothing against me, goes for Encore to put my Amoonguss at bay. So obviously I Spore again because I was Encored into that, so now I can't do anything. Now here I just went for Encore again, thinking he'll probably U-turn, predicting me to switch out now. But he instead actually goes for Substitute, so this is where I'm just like, okay, I can't do anything to this thing, and he's probably just gonna repeat this stuff until I run out of Spores or something. So I just switch out right here and go back into Grimmsnarl. The goal was to actually I don't know what I was thinking. I think I was predicting like Leech Seed or something, and I was thinking I can get a Light Screen up in case this thing has Moonblast, but instead he's just gonna go straight for the Moonblast, and I'm just gonna lose Grimmsnarl just like that. So much for a good first impression from Grimmsnarl. That is just shameful. But what are we gonna do, bro? Either way. So here I'm just gonna bring back the Amoonguss, obviously. Now go for Sludge Bomb. It doesn't matter what he switches in, whether it's the resistance in Dragapult or the powerhouse that is Mega Kangaskhan. Going for Sludge Bomb is the play here because it can do damage, obviously, and on top of that there's a chance to poison, and if I can poison the right mons, I'd be putting myself in a decent position. So yeah, he's just gonna go for Moonblast. I don't know, I guess thinking nothing would happen. Oh yeah, he's behind a Substitute, so get a little bit of chip before switching out now. Savvy. But here I think he's gonna switch out, and he's gonna go into, I believe, the, oh no, he's just gonna Substitute. Yeah, I forgot he substituted again. I guess he wanted to scout what I can do, but I think I get recovery nonetheless. Yeah, I get recovery from Black Sludge still. I don't know what he was thinking, honestly. He just gave me more recovery. But now he switches in the Landers team, and I think I still went for the Sludge Bomb here, hoping for the poison. I don't think I get it though, so I'm just gonna go for the Spore here now, put this thing to sleep. He's gonna go for Earthquake, which does a lot, obviously, but after Spore, I should be able to at least get a couple hits off, or switch into something else, obviously. He's gonna go into Araquanid, which is fine with me, honestly. I just switch out into Milotic because what I wanted to do was actually take advantage of the fact that Landers was asleep, get Milotic in, and then take a hit, and then hit it with an Ice Beam. But you know, he switched into Araquanid, so I can't do that obviously now. Now, unfortunately for me, this Milotic actually once again doesn't have Toxic, so as a result, I can't Toxic this Araquanid. And even if I did have it, chances are this thing has Magic Code to bounce it back at me, and that would be bad for my Milotic, and I don't want that, so I just switch out into Amoonguss, I believe. Either that or Electros. Oh, it was Electros, so yeah. I think what I wanted to do here was actually go for the Volt Switch, honestly, just to get some damage on this Araquanid. He's going to go for the Infestation, and I'm just going to go for Volt Switch. Here he's going to go into Kangaskhan. I'm honestly surprised he didn't go into the what's it called? The Thunderous Tea, because Thunderous Tea would have just Volt Absorbed that, honestly. but he didn't. He wanted to make a Kangaskhan, and I just get myself a free switch in right here, honestly. I get some good damage on this Kangaskhan too, which allows my Mega Sharpedo to just come in and just possibly scare it away. This was actually a pretty hard play for me to make here, honestly, because I wanted to actually go for Protect here, but I was afraid of that being a little bit telegraphed, and I was afraid of this thing having Substitute as well, honestly. So, yeah, I was kind of debating on whether or not I should Protect, or should I just Mega Evolve and just KO this thing. But if I did that, I wouldn't be able to get a +1 speed and outspeed the Dragapult, honestly. Or the Whimsicott, honestly. Because Whimsicott can't stun Spore me because Prankster and whatnot. And if the Thunderous is Scarfed as well, that would outspeed and just destroy me, obviously, and I don't want that. So what I decided to do here ultimately is just go for Protect. I figured I got nothing to lose, because I think I lose this if I just you know, get played out anyway, because I'm still at a deficit. I'm a significant deficit right now. The matchup is currently 6-4 in his favor, obviously, so he's not looking too hot for me, honestly. So I just decided to go for the Protect here, no matter what he does. He went for Facade, thankfully, so no Substitute. That's good to know. Now I just Mega Evolve here, obviously, and just go for the Crunch. Get the Speed Boost, which is good. I don't want it to be another like blunder, like what happened in Week 2, where I actually forgot to, you know, give Speed Boost to Sharpedo. But here he's gonna do basically what Yolander did with the Cinderace, and just Sucker Punch me as well for residual damage. Thankfully that doesn't do too much damage, so I'm just gonna go for the Crunch here and take out this Kangaskhan. Thankfully, I was kind of afraid it would actually survive, honestly, but thankfully it was actually enough to take it out. Here he's gonna bring in Landorus T and actually get the Intimidate off. I think I just go for the Crunch here. He stays in. I thought he was gonna switch out and try to like intimidate me again, but I guess he was kind of afraid that his mons would get crippled now, because unlike the battle with Neon Zero guy, here this guy doesn't have a lot of switch-ins, honestly, to Sharpedo. Not a lot in his team resists, actually. Like Whimsicott resists, but I have Ice Fang for it, so that can still do a lot of damage, obviously. Like, I guess he didn't feel like he was in a position to be switching around too much, honestly. He just wanted to get at least some reduced like attack power, basically. He just wanted to nerf my Sharpedo so that I'd be forced to switch out, obviously, which I think was enough, honestly. But here, nonetheless, I'm gonna go for another Crunch just to finish it off, basically. And here I think he brings in the Araquanid now. Not sure why. I honestly could have sworn he would have gone for the Whimsicott so I can Ice Fang it, but he didn't do that. I think here I was actually debating once again if I should just stay in and just go for the Crunch. I was kind of hoping that, seeing how he had Infestation, he probably wouldn't have a Leech Life. But you're gonna see that at the end of the day, I just decided to switch out nonetheless and just not deal with that shenanigan. And he's actually gonna reveal that he did in fact have Leech Life, so I actually did make the right call here in switching out into a Mungus. Now here, I think I tried to go for a Giga Drain or Sludge Bomb. Yeah, I think it was Sludge Bomb, so I can get the poison. And I actually, thankfully, did get the poison here, actually, because now I can actually just take this thing out with another Sludge Bomb here. Because if he survives this, he goes down to poison. Unfortunately for me, though, he does have the freaking rest, because this man just insists in like outplaying me in every possible way. Honestly, it's crazy. But yeah, he's unfortunately Resto Chesto, which I guess is kind of good in the sense that now he's used up the Chesto Berry. He's not leftovers. He's not a Soul Vest. He's not one of those like fancy 25% berries that'll proc every time you're at 25% or less or something. So this guy doesn't have any reliable recovery on this. It's just bulk, honestly. So if I can just put this thing to sleep again and do some damage or something, that'd be great for me. I'm currently Infestation though, so it's not a lot I can do, so that's why I'm going for the Spore right now, so I can just spam Giga Drains, hopefully, and motivate him to actually bring back the Whimsicott, which he does. I go for Giga Drain now, knowing now that this guy's gonna probably try to Encore me again. I'm gonna hard switch into Electros, possibly to sack it if he predicts me and goes for Moonblast instead. But I actually have a decent amount of HP, honestly, and I'm still AV at the end of the day with this Electros, so I think I can take at least 2 Moonblasts and probably hit it hard with a knockoff or something, or a Volt Switch just to, you know, get a slow pivot into Among Us again, which is exactly what I do. He goes for Encore, as you can see. He did try to, you know, anticipate me to go for another attack, basically, or switch it up. He's gonna go for Moonblast here. Doesn't get the Spitac drop, which is good. Get some decent damage, albeit the resistance. Go into Mungus now. Spam Sludge Bomb as always. And yeah, he's gonna Moonblast me again. Unfortunately for me, he does get the special attack drop, which is bad, because now Sludge Bomb isn't gonna do much against anything that he has on his team. Only thing I can hope for now is that I get the poison on something that's very, very critical. like the Thunderstee or the Dragapult, because this Whimsicott is now gone, thankfully. But now he's gonna bring in the Thunderstee, and I actually was debating once again, should I switch out or should I stay in? I'm at -1 attack, and this thing might actually try to set up, like, you know, agilities and nasty plots and destroy me, obviously. But ultimately, I just stayed in and just tried to go for Sludge Bomb. Maybe I could get the poison, obviously. Unfortunately for me, though, once again, this guy somehow, some way, is outplaying me in some capacity, honestly. But once again, Hidden Power, whatever the hell this is, super effective. It was boosted by Life Orb. It was enough to take out my Amoonguss. I think this Amoonguss was also like physically defensive and not specially defensive, so therefore I definitely couldn't take a Life Orb Hidden Power or super effective, so that's a rip me, obviously. So now here, because I know this thing is not Scarf now, I send in Mega Sharpedo just to go for Crunch. I think here he's gonna not want to stay in, obviously. He's just gonna want to switch out into the Araquanid to sack it. That's basically what he's gonna do. He's gonna sack the Araquanid. It's gonna take rocks damage. I'm gonna go for the Crunch. It survives, crazily enough. So I actually definitely made the right call in switching out Sharpedo that moment that he sent in the Araquanid against it. Because yeah, it was definitely gonna survive the Crunch and just hit me with a Leech Life, and the Leech Life would definitely have taken out my Sharpedo, which was definitely not what I wanted. So once again, my Mega Sharpedo putting in the finest of work, despite it having used up its speed boosting capabilities. But yeah, here comes this critical part in the match. Actually, he's gonna go into Dragapult, and once again, I was afraid of this thing having like Substitute or something. Like at this point, I'm just scared that anything on this guy's team has Substitute. But yeah, I was fearing this thing would have Substitute, so I was kind of debating on whether or not I should actually go for the Crunch, or I should go for the Protect to see what he tried going for, basically. But yeah, ultimately I decided to go for the Protect because I was thinking, what if I got to lose? I actually am glad I made this play because he actually ends up revealing that he has Thunderbolt, which, yeah, he didn't reveal earlier. He had Shadow Ball at first, but he revealed Thunderbolt, which was what I was afraid of in the first place. And this instantly told me to just sack Electros and send in my Milotic and go for Ice Beam and hope for a freeze, as that's the only way I can possibly win this now. So, however, he does go for Thunderbolt again, and I actually learned that this thing was actually Choice Specs, as you're gonna see right here. I stay in because I thought he was just gonna switch it up to Shadow Ball to take me out completely, but he keeps going for Thunderbolt, and I actually survive on 1 HP. Supposedly, according to the people that were in the chat, they were saying that that was a roll. I don't know, but either way, yeah, I kind of thought I was gonna lose, honestly, because you saw the deficit that I was on, honestly, and even then, this Dragapult was faster than everything I had on my team at this point, and as you saw, it was Specs, honestly, so Thunderbolt would have just done the job had it KO'd this Electros, honestly. This thing was only invested in bulk. It was AV, but you know, I don't know if AV plus HP was enough to take a Thunderbolt intrinsically from a Specs Dragapult. I don't know. It was resisted though, so I don't know. Maybe that roll didn't matter. I don't know. But if it did, it did, and you know, what are you gonna do? But yeah, I get the knockoff off nonetheless because I survived. This is actually really huge, getting rid of that Choice Specs, because that Choice Specs would have been enough to possibly take out my Milotic, and even if it didn't, the crit definitely would have, honestly, if he just so happened to crit me. But yeah, here he's just gonna take out my Electros now. He's just spamming Thunderbolt now because he knows that with my last 2 mons, that's all he needs to do, honestly. I think here he goes for U-turn though, and goes into Thunders, which I Ice Beam because yeah, that's the only thing I got to do now too. He went for the U-turn so he can get some more damage before bringing back the Dragapult. He's hoping that a crit Thunderbolt would be enough to take out my Milotic from here, which I was actually afraid would happen, because if that happened, I think the crit, he would have, even with the crit, I might have survived, honestly. But I don't know. But if it did KO, then yeah, that would have been the whole game, honestly, because Sharpedo would not have been able to outspeed Dragapult. Dragapult is actually ridiculously fast. He's like, what, 142 speed? That's even faster than freaking... Oh, I was gonna say that's faster than Zero Aura, but that's not true actually. Zero Aura is actually 143. Excelgor is 145. Electrode actually got buffed from 140 to 150, so... But it's still relatively fast. It's faster than Crobat still, so that's crazy, honestly. But yeah, so we survived, obviously, and we take out this Dragapult with Ice Beam. So my Milotic's actually, surprisingly enough, gonna clean up this match, which is crazy. And my Mega Sharpedo survives. It did not go down, even though it was actually putting up quite a it was getting itself into a lot of situations that were almost unbearable. But thankfully, it survived to the end at the very least, which was pretty good to know. And we won this match, which was actually pretty good actually, because this match was actually one of the more intense matches. Honestly, this was a match that I actually was ready to resign myself losing, basically, kind of like how it was for week 2, where I was just like, nah, I just didn't have a chance to win. But here I was actually straight up convinced I couldn't win this, and that one roll from the freaking Electros was what was able to turn everything back in my favor, which was, damn, it's so good. And I know that this guy is a good battler now, because he like had all those like nifty strategies against my team, and thankfully I was just able to, still, stick to the game plan, just, keep attacking, keep trying to switch out whenever I felt like I needed to, and all those 50-50 scenarios, I was actually able to call them correctly. Thankfully I didn't let any of my doubts make me go for the poor decisions, like for example 50-50 on the protects with Sharpedo, fearing substitutes and whatnot. Like, yeah, the only time he got me really good was when he encored my Among Us. That shit was like ridiculous. I was like, damn it, bro, why do you have encore? But yeah, either way, we won week 5 once again. As always, the other members of the ICPL have to do their best to bring this one back, because I think after this I have to sit out for week 6, because remember what I said in the draft review, that I only have to do 6 matches for the season of 7 weeks. Honestly, I decided to sit out week 6, honestly, just because, I don't know, I just wanted to see if I can maybe do some other stuff. So we won't be back until week 7, obviously, where we're gonna be facing off against the NCL League. So yeah. But with all that said, thank you all for watching this match. I'll admit that this was probably my favorite match of the whole season. Honestly, this one was actually really well played, and Sharpedo did put in a lot of work. While it didn't clean up the entire match, it still survived. As you can see, he's still there. He's still alive, bro. That's what I wanted to see. It put in work last week, and it definitely put in work this week, and it survives. So this match, hands down, favorite of the season, unless the last week can do something better. But I don't know, honestly. We might actually lose the last week, honestly. But yeah, just know that this is hands down my favorite match of the season, despite it being on Showdown. It's because you know that I'm not a crazy fan about Showdown, but this match was actually really well played. I wish it was on Wi-Fi, but not everyone has a 3DS nowadays. Or again, this format doesn't work on any of the games, honestly. It doesn't work on 3DS, it doesn't work on Switch, it doesn't work on anything but Showdown. So again, for a unique format, this match was pretty damn good. I liked it. So yeah, and I could definitely say GG's to the man now, because this was a really well played match. But yeah, with all that said, once again, thank you all for watching. I'll catch you guys for week 7 whenever we get to it. For now, just take it easy, have yourselves a damn good one.